What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again with another game preview and score prediction. Matter of fact, two of them. My Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Wisconsin Badgers and the Georgia Bulldogs versus the Kentucky Wildcat. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible, and I'm going to start out by talking about the Wisconsin Badgers and my Alabama Crimson Tide. Wisconsin coming into this game 2-0 victories against South Dakota and Western Michigan, both by 14 points. Now, in my opinion, Wisconsin should have blew those teams out of the water. All right, they are a way more talented team than a Western Michigan and a South Dakota, but they only won by 14 points. Now, that could be due to Tyler Van Dyke, their quarterback. He's not playing too good right now. He has only one touchdown through the air. Okay, I mean, he threw 400 yards, maybe a little bit over 400 yards, but he only have one touchdown through the air. Could that be chalked up to the receivers? I don't know. But their running game, they got 5 touchdowns running, 5 rushing touchdowns. Okay, so maybe they're a run-first team. So, hey, it is what it is. But I tell you what, against my Alabama Crimson Tide, it might be a little tough to run. Okay, I'm going to just put that out there. But anyway, Wisconsin averaging 386 yards of offense. All right. 203 rushing and 183 on the ground. Defensively, they giving up 249 yards of offense, 127 passing, 121 rushing. All right. The offense is gaining 135 more yards than what the defense is giving up. Not too bad, okay? But on the offensive side, they got to get better, especially through the air. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right, yeah, they averaging 183 yards rushing per game, but guess what? That's against Western Michigan and South Dakota. You're going up against a totally different animal this weekend. I'm going to tell you that right now. Now, the defense, they do got three turnovers on the season, three interceptions, okay? So the defense, they can ball hawk. The secondary, they can ball hawk, okay? So, but like I said, Western Michigan, South Dakota, Alabama don't match up. I'm going to tell you that right now. I think Wisconsin going to have a tough time. I mean, a very tough time against my Alabama Crimson Tide, okay? Because I'm telling you now, Wisconsin, you're going to have a long day. You're going to have a long day. Now, this is Alabama's first road game, first game playing a Power 4 team, all right? So, Alabama, they coming up 2 wins. First win against Western Kentucky. Last week, we beat South Florida. Had trouble with South Florida for 3 quarters. We're going to say 3.5 quarters. Had a lot of trouble with South Florida, mainly because of the offensive line. The offense couldn't get going because of the troubles on the offensive line for my Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, coming in to this game, the offensive line will be much better. I believe Caden Proctor will probably be back this game. All right, Kane Womack say he's looking good. He's practicing, so he will probably be back this game. Okay, that'll make a big difference in the offensive line from last weekend. I believe Tyler Booker will go back to his original right guard position. And then Elijah Pritchett will be well, Tyler Booker will be back at his original position at left guard. Remember, he was playing left tackle. They moved from left guard to left tackle. All right, but since Caden Proctor coming back at left tackle, he can go back to his original position, left tackle. Elijah Pritchett can move to right tackle. All right, and I don't know what they're going to do with Wilkin Formley. He'll probably be on the bench, but that's okay. He got to get better. All right, but coming into this game, I think our offensive line will be much better than last week. All right, our running game is going to be much better than last week because for 3.5 quarters, we couldn't get nothing. But once they made the change on the offensive line, the running game went off. They went off, okay? We scored 28 unanswered points in the 4th quarter. All right, 1 passing, 3 rushing. Okay, so my Alabama Crimson Tide should be good on the offensive side of the ball. All right, Jalen Milroe done rushed for 4 touchdowns. All right, this season he's also passed for 5 touchdowns. So Jalen Milroe, he's on point. All right, he had some troubles last week because of the offensive line. All right, South Florida was on his ass last week. I mean, all game. Okay, but hey, just like Alabama, they found a way to win. Okay, that's what we do over here. We find ways to win. Now, Alabama, they averaging right at 500 yards of offense per game, 496 yards a game. All right, of offense. Matter of fact, they averaging 230 yards in the passing game, 266 yards in the run game. We got to get better in that passing game, I'm telling you now. But when the run game is working like that, then, hey, it takes away from the passing game. Now, defensively, they're giving up 227 yards a game. Too many, especially against opponents like Western Kentucky and South Florida, even though South Florida gave us issues last year too. But anyway, we're giving up 103 yards in the passing game, 124 yards in the rushing game, mainly because of the South Florida game. South Florida gained, I believe, 206 rushing yards against Alabama last week. I believe it was 206. And the quarterback, Bynum, whatever his name, Bynum Brown, whatever his damn name, for South Florida, he ran for 106 yards on Alabama defense last week. And if he was any kind of accurate, he probably would have possibly had 2 touchdown passes, possibly. But hey, it didn't happen. Neither here nor there. Ain't no use in crying over spilled milk. But anyway, Jam Miller, man, this guy done ran for 202 yards already, averaging 101 yards per game and 2 touchdowns. Then you got Justice Haynes, who done ran for 148 yards through 2 games and 2 touchdowns. All right. So, but like I say, 5 touchdowns through the effort. Jalen Milroe, 1 to Kendrick Law, 3 to Ryan Williams, and 1 to Cobra Prentice. I think we need to get some more of these wide receivers involved. But defensively, I know we got 2 turnovers as of right now. We need more turnovers. We didn't get any turnovers last week. All right. But as far as this game, Alabama has more talent, the better coaching staff. All right. I mean, I think Alabama is a better team all the way around than Wisconsin. From quarterback play to running backs to offensive line, wide receivers, the defensive side of the ball, even though our secondary is young, I think our secondary is better than Wisconsin. Linebackers, we'll just say front 7. Okay, we got the better overall team. We got a better coaching staff. And I'm picking my Alabama Crimson Tide to win this game by a long margin. And I'm picking my Alabama Crimson Tide to beat Wisconsin 42-10. 42-10. I'm being nice giving them 10 points. All right, I'm being nice. Because shit, they only could score, what, 24 against 24 against Western Michigan, and what, 24 against, let me see. Yeah, what they scored 28 against Western Michigan, 27 against South Dakota. And they beat both of those teams by 14 points. All right. So that's my score. My Alabama Crimson Tide 42, Wisconsin 10. Now for the Georgia Bulldogs and the Kentucky Wildcats, man. Kentucky, man, they got slaughtered. They got slaughtered by South Carolina last week. It was a mess. Now I see why Brock Vandagriff couldn't get on the field for those Georgia Bulldogs. He was terrible. Now last week, I don't know if he got hurt or he just got pulled. But he was terrible in that game when he was playing. I think South Carolina beat them by the score of like 31-6 or something like that. I mean, it was a blowout. Let me see what the score was. Yeah, 31-6. Straight terrible. Now, Kentucky do got a win against Southern Miss. They beat them 31-0, but they got the SEC play and got the doors blown off them by South Carolina after South Carolina came off a struggle win against Old Dominion. I don't know if Kentucky looked over them because they performance against Old Dominion, but if they did, that was a bad mistake. Bad mistake. Now, as far as old Brock Vandegrift, man, he threw for 199 yards on the season, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That is not good. You got to calm down on them interceptions. Besides, my quarterback, Jalen Milroe, haven't thrown an interception yet. Hopefully, he won't throw one this game. But anyway, Brock Vandegrift threw 2 interceptions and 3 touchdowns. As far as the offense for Kentucky, they only average 250 yards of offense a game, 106 passing, 143 rushing. Oh, my goodness. All right. And they give up 191 yards on the defensive side of the ball. All right. Offense gaining 58 more yards than what the defense gives up. That's not good either. But anyway, defense gives up 140, basically 150 yards passing and 42 yards rushing. Okay, the rush yards, that's fine. That is great, 42-yard rushing. But I tell you what, Kentucky Wildcats, you really going to have a long day come this daggone Saturday. All right, like I said, damn. They got, 2 touchdowns through there? That's about it. Matter of fact, they ain't scored but 1, 2. They ain't scored but 4 touchdowns. They haven't scored but 4 touchdowns throughout 2 games. That is not very good at all. At all. And they scored all of them in the first game. South Carolina kept them out the end zone. Kentucky is not very good. Mark Stoops, I don't know what they're going to do with you, but you ain't very good. All right? But Kentucky about to have a long season this season. I'm going to tell you that right now. And going up against these Georgia Bulldogs is going to make them look even worse. I'm going to tell you that right now. As you can tell, you know I already got the Georgia Bulldogs beating the brakes off these damn Kentucky Wildcats. It might get to the point where Curry will have to call off the dogs on them. I'm going to tell you that right now. I know that Kentucky, they play Georgia tougher in Lexington than they do in Athens. But this year, well, just like every other year, it ain't going to make no difference. But I think Georgia going to beat the hell out of daggone Kentucky just like they do in Athens. Ain't nothing Kentucky can do. They don't have the athletes. They just don't. They don't have the athletes. They don't have the coaching. I'm going to tell you that right now. If this game is close at any point, I will be surprised. So I know Georgia sometimes comes out slow. But if this game is close at any point, I will be surprised. No lie. Now, you want to bring up the Georgia Bulldogs, man, and this offense, man. Carson Beck got 7 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions. 7 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions. He's already threw for 520 yards on the season through 2 games. Okay, so Carson Beck is doing his thing right now. The offense is averaging 472 yards, 305 passing, 167 rushing. And I'm going to tell you now, they're going to run through goddamn Kentucky defense. I don't care that Kentucky's defense has averaged giving up 42, 46 rushing yards a game. Well, that's about to be the thing of the past this weekend. But anyway, matter of fact, Georgia is only giving up 80 yards passing and 81 yards rushing. 161 yards they give up on the defense side of the ball. And both of them is under 100. Under 100 yards. Neither opponent got a 100-yard passing or rushing. And remember, they played the number 15 team at the time in those Clemson Tigers. All right. So, hey, they done played a formidable opponent, the number 15 team in the country, Clemson Tigers. Okay. All right. Now, last week they had an easy opponent, Tennessee Tech, whoever the hell that is. But, hey, they did what they were supposed to do and beat the brakes off of them. So, shout out to those Georgia Bulldogs. The damn offense is gaining 311 yards more than what the defense is giving up. That is crazy. Recipe for success, I might add. But anyway, these Georgia Bulldogs, man. These Georgia Bulldogs, they done scored 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn. 2, 3, 4, 5. What the hell? 2, 4, 6, 8. They done scored 9 touchdowns already through 2 games. They done seen the end zone 9 times. Not bad, not bad, not bad at all. Okay, not more than my Alabama Crimson Tide, but not bad at all. You know I had to throw that in there. But anyway, this is a no-brainer. Georgia is going to straight beat the hell out of Kentucky. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. And I can see Georgia's second string being in after the second series, their second offensive series in the third quarter. I can see nothing but backups in the game after that. Okay? So, I got Georgia beating the hell out of Kentucky by the score I got it wrote down of 38-3. I don't think Kentucky will see the end zone. Georgia haven't given up a touchdown this season, and I don't think they'll give up one in this game. So, hey, it is what it is. My Alabama Crimson Tide will beat Wisconsin 42-10. And Georgia will beat Kentucky 38-3. And that's my final scores. And I'm sticking with it. And roll damn Tide.